Hello and welcome. My intention for this class is that it allows you to be and to feel however you are today in this moment. I think too often we can get caught up in feeling like motherhood shouldn't feel like this or shouldn't be this way, or I'm meant to be enjoying this more, and we can really beat ourselves up for feeling like we do. Instead, I would like this class to feel a little bit like a warm hug, like you can sigh with relief that whatever you're going through right now is okay and is nothing to be ashamed of, is nothing to hide. Today's class is going to be nice and gentle. We're going to stay fairly grounded and close to the floor today. I'll be using a bolster, but if you don't have one, you can use pillows off your bed, cushions, rolled up blankets will work fine as well. Let's get going. Let's start in our child's pose. You can either practice child's pose with the knees together, or you can take them wide. You can have a bolster under the chest to support if that feels nice, or you can come all the way down to resting the forehead on the ground. I want you to stretch the arms forward and then gently let the forehead soften to the mat. Let the arms relax, and perhaps it feels nice to slowly rock the forehead from side to side. I want you to breathe deeply into the low belly, allowing yourself to arrive here in your body, on your mat, and then perhaps bring yourself to stillness, letting the forehead rest wherever is comfortable. Breathing fully and deeply into the low belly. Let's come up onto the fingertips, just adding a little bit of extra stretch through the shoulders, perhaps through the upper back as well. Maybe as you inhale, you lift up, round a little through the back, creep the fingertips forward, and the exhale, soften back in. Good, and then slowly walk the fingertips all the way back so that you can come to have a seat. If it's not comfortable sitting up on the heels, you can sit on the bottom, that's fine. I want you to roll the shoulders back and down a couple of times. Noticing any tension, reversing which way you're rolling. Sometimes when we're feeling really low, it can almost feel excruciating just to be in the body, to be present with the body. So go slowly and gently with yourself today. Coming into tabletop, so our hands are roughly under our shoulders, our knees are under our hips. We're just going to lift one arm forward and then make a big circle all the way around, keeping it really simple today. And then coming back. Other side, inhale as you move forward, up and around, and coming all the way back down. Other side, inhale, and exhale. Inhale, and exhale. So from your tabletop, just find some movement in your body. So free range movement now, wriggling the hips and the shoulders, maybe noticing any tight spots that are specific to your body, just moving in a way that feels good. Good, and then I want you to tuck the toes under and just gently press back, stretching into these toes. So not all the weight is on the toes, a lot of it's still in my knees and in my hands. Going nice and gently today. Before slowly bringing the weight forward so that we can pick up the hips, coming into our first down dog and really taking the time, gently moving it around here, bending one knee, straightening the other leg.
I want you to stay with your breath, breathing in and out through the nose. Sometimes it can help to make the breath audible so that you can stay focused on it rather than getting caught up in the thoughts. Good, and then we're going to look towards the hands. I want you to step the left foot forward and then bring that back knee down, coming into a low lunge. So I want you to lean the weight forward and see if you can shine the chest forward. And then as you exhale, straighten up that front leg, maybe even lift the toes of this front foot, getting a really nice hamstring stretch. Inhale, moving forwards. And exhale, moving back. And then we're going to close down the eyes and just be in the body here, rocking forward and back. Inhale, forwards. Exhale as we move back. Inhale. And exhale. Try to stay with that breath. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And last one, exhale. This time you're going to support the body to come all the way back and sit down. Use the hands as much as you need to get there, maybe adjust the legs if you need. And then inhale, find a little length through the spine, reaching up tall, and then gently exhaling, coming forward. You might release the hands down so that they're supporting here, but I want you to see if you can keep shining that chest forward. And just find your edge, find that place where you're like, yep, I can feel that. And then just gently rest here on the edge. Breathing in and out through the nose. Good. When you're ready, you're going to use the hands once more to support yourself forwards. Pressing into the hands, we're going to pick up that back knee and step that front foot back to our downward facing dog. Yet again, find some movement here. I like to be quite fluid in my yoga practice, not sticking strictly to straight lines. Feel free to move in any way that your body feels good. And then when you're ready, look towards the hands, bend the knees so you've got some room to move as we step the right foot forward. Left knee comes down this time. As we inhale, we shine that heart forward. And then as we exhale, we straighten up and rock back. When you're ready to, the eyes close down. Purpose of closing down the eyes is to just draw the awareness, the senses inward. Inhale as you move forwards. Exhale as you move back. Inhale as you move forwards. Exhale as you move back. And then just keep rocking and rolling to your own rhythm. Continuing to listen to your breath. And then using the hands to support, we're going to come to sit all the way back down. Adjust the legs if you need. Find length through that spine. Inhale. And then exhale, gently lean forward. You'll notice that you feel a little bit lopsided. That's very normal. You might have to press down in this straightened leg just to feel a little bit more balanced through the legs, and that's okay.
We've got a lot going on here. You might be feeling quite a tight hip, so you're feeling, oh, this doesn't feel quite right. You might have quite a tight hamstring, so you're stretching here as well. And it might feel a little bit strange to sit in this position. Just breathe. Notice any sensations in the body. Good. And then this time, as we come to sit upright, we're just going to roll our body to one side so that we can let this leg move forward, so that we have both legs out straight. And this time, inhale, stretching up tall. Exhale, we're going to take a little twist. So just looking over one shoulder, you might use the hand as a bit of an anchor to press in. The other hand can reach behind you, either to the floor, or if you have a handy little window there, like I do. And just gently looking over that back shoulder. Keep that length through the spine. So for each inhale, see if you can sit a little taller. And then each exhale, find a little bit more space through that spine. If you notice you lose the breath, that might be, oh, we've gone a little bit too far. Come back a little. Make the space so that you can breathe fully and deeply. Good. Release the hands back to the front. Inhale the arms to sky. Find that length through the spine, and then exhale, find your twist. Good, and then gently release back to the front. We're going to come all the way down onto the back now. And I want you to use the hands just to gently support you to come down all the way onto the back. To start with, we're just going to stretch out long, so take the arms and the feet in opposite directions. Make yourself as long as possible. Notice where your body connects with the floor. Breathe in deep, and then exhale, draw the knees into the chest. Squeeze them in tight. And then inhale, take them long. Good. And then exhale, squeeze them in tight. Inhale, take them long. And then last one, exhale, squeeze them in tight. Good. Gently let those knees fall and bring your whole body with it to one side. Leave the left hand on the ground, and then inhale the right arm up and over just as far as what feels good in your body. So you might not come all the way over. Keep it nice and gentle today. If you want a bit of support under this back shoulder, you could bring that bolster in just to lessen the amount of space you're asking your body to make. Just breathing here. Next breath, I want you to bring that arm all the way back. And we're going to move the knees all the way through center. Let the shoulders roll and follow. Bring them to the opposite side. Leave the right hand grounded this time, and then inhale, open the left. Good. Let yourself soften here. Next breath, slowly bring that top hand all the way back up and over, and then support the knees to come back to center. And use our bolster or a rolled blanket now as we move into our bridge pose. So I want you to bring the feet up towards the hips. I can almost or just touch the heels with my fingertips. Next breath, we're going to press into the feet to rise the hips up, and this is where we're going to slide that bolster underneath for our supported bridge. So take your time, get it underneath that tailbone so it gives a nice
support for that low back. It should feel nice and comfortable here. And then we let the weight sink into that support. You could rest with the palms up if that feels nice, or bring them to the belly. And then come back to those full deep breaths, really expanding into that belly, expanding into the ribs, and then exhaling and letting it all soften. Continue to breathe here, inhaling and exhaling. Good, and then I want you to stretch one leg out long. So just gently stretching into the psoas on this side. If you can't feel this stretch in the front of this left hip, you might draw the opposite knee in towards the chest, increasing that stretch a little bit. Remember to always listen to your body and see what it needs today. Gently draw that leg back in, slide the other one out long. Again, you might like to draw the opposite knee into the chest, add a bit of extra stretch, or just stay letting everything be soft. Next breath, gently draw that knee back in. As you press into the feet, we'll slide that bolster back, out from underneath you. And then I want you to roll onto one side. Support yourself to come up to have a seat, just as we get the bolster sorted for our second last pose. So we're bringing it underneath the upper back. So bring your low back up towards the end of the bolster or the rolled blanket. I really want you to just let that upper chest open over the bolster. If it feels nice to do so, the knees can open out wide in our butterfly, or you could have them long, or you could have the soles of the feet on the mat. Whatever feels nice for you. We are going to stay here for a little bit of time, so make sure that you're comfortable. If you want to try butterfly, but this is too much, some supports under the knees to bring them up a little bit will be helpful here. And then we sink and soften in. Softening in with the intention and the energy of allowing ourselves to meet ourselves in this space with whatever emotions we bring to the practice today. However we're feeling in the body, however we're feeling in the mind, all of it is allowed, all of it is okay. Breathe. You can breathe through all of it. Keep breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. next breath, support yourself to slowly move out of this position. You might like to keep the eyes closed and keep the senses internal. And I come into our Shavasana, which we traditionally practice on the back. But today I'm going to encourage you to practice on the belly, on the front line of the body. So if you're happy to, come down onto the belly and get yourself comfortable. So it might be hands underneath the forehead. You might prefer to have the forehead flat on the mat. Arms can be by the side, next to the head, whatever feels good for you. And then I want you to consciously soften and relax. So we're going to give every little bit of our body a little bit of a wiggle and a shake. So rock the hips from side to side. Let the head move, shoulders move. And then when you're ready, we settle and sink. The elbows become heavy as they sink into the mat. Notice the weight of the head as the forehead presses into either the hands or the floor beneath you. Notice your connection to the floor through the belly, the ribs and the chest. And let the hips get super heavy as they sink and soften. Almost like you're melting into the floor beneath you. Relax through the legs as the thighs become heavy. The knees, the ankles all sink into the floor. Let your entire body rest. Sink. Soften. And just allow yourself to be. Trusting that everything is exactly as it's meant to be. We're going to start slowly bringing ourselves back now. So we need to gently start wriggling the fingers, rocking the head from side to side, maybe rocking the hips and shoulders once more. Bring the hands by the shoulders as you slowly bring yourself all the way back to child's pose where we started. Take a full deep breath into the lower belly. And then when you're ready to, slowly come back up to have a seat. Bring the hands onto the heart, connecting in with ourselves here at the end of our practice. Connecting in with a sense of awe that we're able to connect through screens across oceans. As always, thank you for sharing your practice with me today. It is an honor to be here with you in this space, and the light in me sees and honors the light in you.